Which house would you be in if the sorting hat was placed upon your wonderful dome?
The one that gets mocked the most, I'm pretty sure, is Hufflepuff, so that's probably where I would live.
I can't digest lactose. I'm a Hufflepuff.
All right, the trucks. I'm gonna go with that one.
Do you want to make $10,000 today? Do you want to lose 20 pounds in the next month? Do you want to be well-liked and respected by all your peers? We can't help you with that. You've come to the wrong place. But if you do want to earn an hour of CPE credit for listening to this episode, right after you finish, head on over to the Earmark app, take a short 5-question quiz, and you earn 1 hour of CPE just for listening to us. Happy quizzing! Welcome to UnAccountable, the world's okayest accounting game show podcast for product news, updates, and education. I am your worn-out wonder boy, Tyler Otto, and I'm joined by the well-aged and looking good warrior, Jeremy Van Groll. Hello, sir.
Hello. We've had some messages, man. You're doing, how are things? So we're recording. It is tax day, but I don't do taxes. 15th. And Tyler's usually on, like, I need to reschedule anytime we need to move it. Did not reschedule our recording day today on April 15th. How's it going, dude?
It's been a week. It's been a week, man. You know, I will say the phrase, I feel like I am both simultaneously crushing it and just like I would be so envious of myself 5 years ago if I could have been like, I could have my firm where it's at now.
Yeah.
But I simultaneously feel like a junk show hot mess.
Yeah.
Barely keeping it together. I mean, I don't know if I told you this, but we had to let go of an employee after a month due to security issues and then a whole bunch of other issues last week.
That sucks.
Yesterday, my rep of 5 years at Gusto just left with 1 day's notice, and so I'm like, I miss him already. And then today, I messaged you a little bit ago, we renewed our insurance for next year, our health insurance, back in March. It's supposed to go effective 2 weeks from today. Today, I get the notice from Gusto, our carrier dropped us because we don't have enough people enrolled in the state of Utah. And we've been asking for months if we're good. Never mind, it's tax day. Never mind, I'm late to the recording. Just, dude, it is all simultaneously awesome. I got notice last week speaking officially at Bridging the Gap at Randy's conference, all good things. And I'm a hot mess.
Prozac or Ambien? Just take a nap?
I do have my Ritalin here. I'm making sure I'm on top of it right now.
Love it. Well, I'm sorry to them. And that sucks about the health insurance. Gusto not being a little ahead of that. Did they provide at least potential other options? Or they're probably use us. Yeah.
Yeah, I would really hope they'd be like, hey, we know it's a tight deadline. Here's your options. They just wrote back and said, well, you could either just not renew the employees that are outside of your state, just drop all of them. It's like, no. You could also find other people to enroll to get you over 50% in Utah. I'm like, what other people? Or you could switch providers. But they didn't give me any other providers. They just said you could switch. And it's like, give me info.
Are you expected to just find people off the street in Utah and be like, hey, you want health insurance?
Do you want to work for us for a week so I can put you on our roster and then I'll fire you right after we get insurance so we're good for a year? Yeah, that's where I'm at right now. I might go hire my mom, my brother, my dad, all as individual people. Let's get over 50% and then we're good for a year.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that sounds like a great plan.
That's where I'm at right now.
Oh, yeah. Well, I did the intros and I did my well-aged warrior because April 16th is my birthday. So I've always said I was in the right, but this is why I don't do taxes because I have things to celebrate tomorrow already. As is my birthday buddy, Alyssa, who I know is listening because she is always out in some mountain with her Forerunner cruising around. But I'm glad that you commented on my youthful appearance at the beginning. It's because I don't do taxes. I'm doing all right now, man.
That sounds about right. Jeremy, anything in the news this week? Because I haven't been paying attention.
Yeah, super quick one. On Friday, and we've talked about this with our much appreciated Just the Tip segment a few months back, but the jobs that will have tips tax-free, got finalized on Friday. Not a lot of changes. We kind of went through this. We can get what episode it is and drop it in the comments if you're going through that. But just a couple of fun quips on this one. The final regulations expanded to include visual artists and floral designers in the personal services category, as well as gas pump attendants in the transportation and delivery category. So like Oregon, they got to be going crazy, all the gas attendants out there where they have to pump your gas for you.
Yeah, I didn't even think of that.
Yeah, but crucial details must be received from customers through a mandatory or voluntary tip sharing and cannot be subject to negotiation. So if somebody gives you a tip, if you're one of these service providers and you go, nah, buddy, pony a little more of that up, that second part of that tip would not apply here. And your hospitality accountant is going to need that detail to make sure you get that amount corrected payroll.
The difference between service charges and gratuities, right? Gratuities are gratuitous. They are voluntary and they qualify for all of this. Service charges, where there are, hey, parties of 6 or more have a service charge. If you recall, I put you through a game on this. Yeah. Not only they're excluded here, they're also considered sales taxable. So like if you're a restaurant, you have to pay sales tax on this. So yeah, voluntary versus compulsory, huge important deal here.
Yeah. Well, with that, we got to get you back out there and doing the world of tax. Why don't we get to our first game? And because I'm such a nice person, I decided to do the heavy lifting because I knew it was April 15th.
You really did the heavy lifting this episode, ladies and gentlemen. So if it's awesome, thank Jeremy. If it's awful, you know what to do.
Oof. All right. And I thought, what better day to talk about our mindsets than the day of tax day? So we're going to play a game called Mindset Audit. And I'm going a little bit out there. We talk a lot of like accounting things. We talk about mindset as a firm owner or entrepreneur. So we're going to do the mindset audit. So I'm going to run you through some scenarios and some reactions, and I need you to provide your expert opinion on them based on typical audit opinions. So what are our audit opinions that we normally see from an auditor?
I know there's 4 of them. It's like, I don't know, Jeremy. I've got no brain cells left.
Oh, you're going to do really well today.
Yeah, it's like validated. No, not validated. What is it? Like no comment, or I don't remember.
All right, let's just go through these and let's put the pain through this. So the highest level is unqualified or clean, right? Then you have qualified when there's small issues. You have averse opinion where there's a lot of it, or there's disclaimer opinion where they really don't put any kind of opinion on there because there's just not enough information.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do is I'm going to give you these scenarios and you got to pick one of those, and like clean or unqualified one, we're going to say that's like a healthy, grounded mindset. Qualified is going to be mostly okay, but maybe limiting beliefs or risky assumptions. Averse, unhelpful, distorted, or fear-based, or the disclaimer is like 100% not supported by evidence, chaos, etc.
Okay.
The good thing here is there's not necessarily right answers, right? So, I mean, you can't get them all right. Or you maybe go way wrong, but anyway. All right, well, let's hop into this. All right, first question. You open your inbox on Monday morning, and over the weekend, you receive a message from your second biggest client, Larry's Luxurious Love Shacks, whose new tagline is now renting by the hour. The email reads, "Can we talk? I have concerns." And your first thought is, great, they're firing us. I'm probably going to have to trim staff soon. What's your audit result?
That's not my first thought if they say, "Can we talk? I have concerns." Because if they have concerns, usually I want to work through them. It's, "Hey, can we get on a quick call?" And they don't give you why, that's when they're firing you, right?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
If they say anything like, "Hey, they want to, like, there's something worth talking about," they actually want to work through it. I'm going to say qualified. Like, it's mostly okay.
I'm going to read that like, they're firing us, so we're going to have to cut staff. I would say your response right away was against that.
I don't think they're firing us if I get that email. But okay, if my internal thought is they're firing us, honestly, I'm still going qualified. Like, we have attrition. And to be honest, like, we add more clients than we lose.
Right. And that would be, so your head wouldn't go to that space right away as like, oh, I got this email, whatever. But if you did, I would say, yeah, you're at least qualified or adverse, right? Like right away, you're overreacting that, hey, I have this concerned email from a client. And I think too, now like give yourself, Tyler Otto, How many years have you been doing the firm? 6?
5.
5. Okay. So what if it was 1.5 years in and you
Uh,
got
Disclaimer opinion, Jeremy. I am losing my mind. I do not have emotional or mental stability to handle this. Rejection still hurts, and I'm going to go wallow in pity and fear.
Yeah, exactly. I would be right there with you. All right, let's move on to number 2. Financials go out to a client and they come back and question deferred revenue. You review it and your team incorrectly calculated the entry this month. You assume your SOP for this is not good enough, so you tell your team you're going to review the work and do the entry next month and re-record it while doing so. Your mindset and that response, how would you provide an audit opinion on that?
My mindset, a little bit adverse. Like if I'm going to be like, all right, I'm going to do it all myself. Like half of learning, in my opinion, takes place from learning from your own mistakes and having to fix your own mess. Like I'm going to send the team back after it and say, hey, like the end product needs to be this. You guys need to record an SOP and make sure you get it right. Get it back to me for review. But I want them to go through the pain of figuring out how to get it to the right spot. Me going through and say, fine, I'll do it myself, never leads to growth. In fact, my issues last year with my old staff. That's how we got into all those pain points. Is one of my senior team members was always like, I'll just take care of it. And nothing got done because everything was on her plate.
Yeah, I'm going to let you give yourself the ding for that one if you would like to do that. I think that was spot on.
That's right. I get to give myself dings here.
Oh yeah, the what is that? Cash register. Yeah, I would agree, and I have the exact same response. Is like, I'm not going to overreact and take this over. I'm going to tell my account manager and their team or whatever, hey, you need to figure out what happened. Go redo it. When it's done this month, I probably will just take a look at it just as a second set of eyes, which I feel like that's where you grow as a firm owner and competent professional, is when you don't mind a second set of eyes anymore, right? Like I'm always like, somebody else take a look at this. Great. Like I have no problem with that. Whereas early in my career, I'd be like, why don't you trust me? I did it. It's fine. Right. I feel like you grow as a professional when you can feel like, yes, let's get some other opinions.
I mean, what was it? Andy Stanley that said, I'm not the smartest person in the room. I'm just the leader. But it's a running joke in my company that I have the least high attention to detail of my entire team. And it's like, great, cool. I'm good at coming up with creative ideas and problem solving and fixing. Don't trust me to make sure things are proofread.
Yeah, one of the common responses I get both from my team and my wife is, Jeremy, did you read all the words? And I was like, oh, crap.
You got to welcome that feedback.
Yes, exactly. All right, number 3, Tommy Two-Tone on April 10th calls you wanting some tax work completed. Against your better judgment, you squeeze them in for an early morning meeting on April 13th, and they ghost you. Are you freaking kidding me, you think? Later that day, they apologize and ask if you can connect tomorrow. And you tell them, no, because you can't.
Yep. Yeah, that's healthy. That's healthy right there. Tell them to go pound sand. Also, this scenario really hits home somehow. It's almost like you took a video message from me and all you did was add a client name. Because, dude, I was so pissed on Monday when that guy ghosted me and is like, hey, let's meet tomorrow morning. It's like, no. But can I highlight one thing?
Yeah. That's it.
Monday, when that happened at 3 p.m., that was one of the greatest moments in my company history.
Okay.
Because I followed up email to him when he said, hey, can we do tomorrow at Tuesday? And I said, no, sorry, it's tax season. You don't just get to say, hey, let's do April 14th and pick your time the day before. But I said, hey, are you still needing extensions, right? Brand new client that came out of nowhere. He responded, yes. I CC'd my lead tax guy on that email that I sent out. Within minutes, the client had a response that said, all right, you should be getting invites to your portal right now. Here's what we need. You need to fill this out. We need this by tomorrow morning. Here's what needs to be done. The client done it. By the time I went to bed, my lead tax guy had sent me a message. Extensions were filed, and I did squat.
That is a pretty good win.
It is. It's like I have a real company, Jeremy.
Yeah, right. I love it. Yep. All right. Let's do next number 4. Your longtime ski resort client, we got the runs, suddenly goes dark and gives you no answers to your potential questions and repeated emails. After 3 months of this, you're like, well, we had a good run with we got the runs, and you send them a message, you're disengaging. How do you feel like you did on your mindset on that one?
I mean, this might be some of your best work yet there.
Oh, thank you. When I gotta take over an
Um,
episode, anyway, go on.
yeah, if the listener only knew where Jeremy comes up with his fodder.
Yes.
Um, disengaging after 3 months, I think it's unhealthy. I think it's a little bit, adverse because yes, we've all had those pain in the butt clients. But my question is, have you done enough to help do that white glove service? Have you put the pain in their hands? We have a clause that after 3 months, if we have to go back and do work, we're charging cleanup fees on top of your monthly fee. And, we leave voicemails, calls. I would want to make sure everything's done, not just, hey, we're cutting ties because they haven't responded in 3 months. I'm a busy business owner, and the gal that ultimately won over my liability and cybersecurity insurance, she had to harass me for 9 months before I finally yes, you're right, I do want to do this, I'll sign the contract.
Yeah.
But she had to follow me forever, and I'm still appreciative. I know as a business owner, I appreciate my providers harassing me, even when I say hey, that's not important, but thank you for bugging me. I would hope we could do the same for our clients.
Right, I would agree. And you are correct. From another conversation that we had with friends on this, on what is the right thing to do here? And I think the same thing is yes, did you call? Did you I'd stalk somebody on LinkedIn and be like, hey, something going on, right? Any way that you can reach out to them, but right away saying nope, we're done. That to me is, I would say, adverse at best. But I do like your additional fees, and then we do that same thing. We were throwing PITA fees right around internally, and I'm now we're gonna put this in front of the client. We got to eat a better name. What do you call that fee when you send it to your client? Just curious.
Oh, I call it the FFS fee, the for friggin' sake fee. We just we've had enough. We're at the end of it, and
yeah. Is that what you put on their sales receipt or invoice for you? Or
no, it's a historical cleanup fee.
Okay. We did supplemental support fee, but we threw around a lot of things to be how can I not call this a PITA fee to the client? Yeah. All right. Cool. All right.
Did you call it the A supplemental support fee, and now you have an ASS fee?
No, but I like that. Yeah. That's a good call. All right. Last one. So 3 months go by, and just like Forrest Gump can't catch any shrimp, your salesperson can't land a deal. You review some of the calls and look like they're doing a great job communicating the value of your work, hammering through the client pain points, creating a sense of scarcity of good hospitality accountants. And so you go back and think, stupid market, gas is way up, everything is more expensive, nobody's traveling, our clients are hurting, we're going to have to review our pricing.
That is, I already lost the list of opinion types, but that is not helpful. That is a disclaimer opinion. I'm sorry, there is always more work. Jeremy, I started my firm in 2021 because I got laid off in the hospitality space. And everyone's like, you're an idiot to try and go fish for clients in a space where you just got laid off of because no one's going there. It's no, during the bad times, everyone's looking to cut costs and fire internal employees and outsource. And then during the good times, small providers are trying to grow and find a seasoned, experienced veteran to be their guide along the way. Either way, as long as you know what pond to fish in, there's room there. And also, I want to make a disclaimer because we just talked a lot about how Jeremy got fodder for this session from a lot of past conversations. This question was not, because you're going to get me in trouble with my new sales guy if he thinks that we've had a conversation about me complaining about sales. You're doing great, man. Don't sweat it. We're only a month in anyway, so don't think that Jeremy had insider knowledge here.
I did not even consider that. So that was a good job. So if nothing else, you're still there mentally. I like this. You're having a rough day, but it's good. I would agree with all that, right? It's the question always comes down, are you getting in front and connecting to the right audience? And if the right audience aren't the people who pay your prices, then they're not the right people, right? You need to be in front of people who will, because we all have those great clients. So, all right, that's what I got there. I think you did great, man. No score, but mindset is still intact.
I'll take it.
Let's be honest, most of us didn't become bookkeepers or accountants to spend hours learning marketing systems and chasing leads. Heck, some of us became accountants because we didn't want to talk to people. We did it also to serve clients and build businesses we love. But what if you could get better clients without the marketing overwhelm? Well, that's exactly what Keepable does. It's an all-in-one marketing system built specifically for bookkeepers and accountants. And it works 24/7 behind the scenes to bring in leads, book consultations, and automate follow-ups. You get a professional website, branded consultation page, and follow-up automations, all tailored to your business. No more duct taping tools together or hiring expensive marketing teams. If you want to grow your firm with ease and attract better clients without doing more work, go check out Keepful today at keepful.com or follow the link in the show notes to give us a little bit of extra credit with the folks over at Keepful.
Well, Jeremy, we're cruising through this episode, and today I want to take halftime. And I'm throwing a curveball at you because you might even notice it's not the same app snack that was in there 3 hours ago.
Oh man, I was not prepared for that one either, but let's do it.
Because today I want to head to the sidelines. 2 reasons. First of all, I had a call scheduled with next episode's app snack, Nito. I had a call scheduled with their CEO, I thought for this morning, so I was going to be coming in fresh. It's for tomorrow morning. I apparently can't read my calendar, so I don't have hot insights. And I want to talk to him before I talk about it on the episode. But what I do want to talk about is kick.co. Have you heard of kick.co, Jeremy?
I have not at all. No.
Okay. In the land of AI general entry ledgers that are coming up, right? We got the puzzles. We got the campfires. We've got digits. You know, QuickBooks is doing their own thing. Like, Rillet is out there, a lot more expensive, but, you know, we've got all these options. And I've been playing with them all. I want to see, like, when can we get rid of QuickBooks? And first off, I'm going to share my screen. And Jeremy, you and I need to do a really good job here of making sure this makes sense for a listener to talk through things. But first and foremost, I got in and got a demo account these last couple days. And first thing I love is like pricing. I talked to my guy over there and they're shooting to be cheaper than QuickBooks. Now, $35 for basic, $125 for their plus, $200 for a custom one. But here's what I want to point out, Jeremy, is it's $125, but you'll notice on their plus plan, their most popular, up to 5 entities. And you might be like, well, wait a minute, what does that mean? Well, Jeremy, you know I have all these little side hustles, right? We've got like UnAccountable, I've got Firm Foundation, I've got a family management company, and I coach my kids soccer for a grand total of $3,000 a year. And of those side hustles, you know, I coach my kids soccer team, and it's like the dumbest amount of Schedule C income. We got UnAccountable, I've got the course, I've got a little family management company for tax strategies and specialized accounting. Jeremy, what's really cool about this is you can have a workspace for multiple companies. So think about me with like a hotel management company with 6 hotels. You can come in here and let's say you connect Relay. You can manage all your entities in one spot, all separate sets of books or individually. And if we go back to the pricing, all 5 of these companies with their own P&L and balance sheet is under this $125 a month. So you're paying a single subscription for all the entities in your world. And if I want to get just into soccer coaching, I could get in and be like, oh, cool. Here's the $400 a month I made from that plus my expenses, right? You can do the individual balance sheet for just that business. And then UnAccountable, which, you know, we don't want to show people how much we lose each year. My family management company, all of these are very customizable where you can get in and manage all your companies in one spot. The even cooler part was like Relay Financial, for example. You and I both use Relay. And the cool thing is when I went to connect Relay, I have access to all these accounts and more. I was able to go through and select all the accounts across all my companies and then just in one foul swoop, say this one to this company, this one to this one, this one to this one, ignore the rest. And now I'm live. I can do all the transaction coding across all my companies in one foul swoop. It'll say which company it's for, you know, but this little icon. But you can do it all in one spot. They've got integrations coming, but the multi-company aspect is amazing. And especially as we're about to get into a game here in a minute about AI and their connections, I'm honestly like, these are my top hope to dethrone QuickBooks in my firm.
Well, I'm glad you said like individual balance sheets, because that was my concern right away. Yep. I was like, wait, like, do we have to do a bunch of monkeying around with equity? And I'm not signing up for that. Is there any way to sub-segment entities? So do you have like classes or something that you can do under each entity as well?
Yes. So within the profit and loss for soccer, If I wanted to, I could do a filter across whatever sort of department, location, product, or service. So those are all the different classes I can have. So more than just, one class from QuickBooks, which QuickBooks has, just department, class, and location. Here they consider all of these their classes. And yeah, you can manage across all of it.
Okay, that would be my only drawback there. And even that wouldn't be a huge drawback, right? Because like most of the people that are going to use these things are going to be like real estate holding company or whatever, right? That you have one targeted thing for that LLC or whatever. Yeah, I don't hate this.
And especially as an accountant, like I've got several clients with like small side hustles. If the annual business expense limit is under 25K, it's free. Like, I'm hopeful if these guys figure it out. Now, the big questions is what integrations are there and coming? I was talking with one of their lead guys earlier today, saw their product roadmap. They've got some conversations in the work with some great reporting platforms. They already integrate with Gusto. They already have like a solid partnership with Relay. They got some cool stuff coming. I have not heard word that there are solid talks between them and Double, which really makes me sad inside. But also, if I started a firm from scratch today, Jeremy, I would honestly look at this.
Yeah, I mean, I don't hate this at all, right? Like, and it's not like the user interface seems easy, what you would expect for things, right? And like it doesn't look ugly, right? It doesn't seem like when you're going between screens, it's fast, all of that stuff. So yeah, I'm intrigued.
And here's what I will say, this whole P&L you see right here for soccer coaching, I just connected Relay and did nothing else. It produced all of this for me. So this is zero work on my part. So again, it's intuitive. I'm excited to see what happens. It's not there for me yet, but if I started a new firm today, this would be a high contender for me.
Yeah, I can see why. Cool. Wait, and before you go on, how do you get meetings with the CEO of the company? You'd be like, I'm Tyler, I'm cool.
I haven't met with the CEO of this guy yet.
Yeah, but you said you are with Nito.
Yeah.
You just say
you reach out. You say you have a half-assed accounting podcast and you want to talk about it on a future episode, and you don't tell them that only both the host's mom listen. Like there's easy ways into it, but it's Jeremy. This whole world's a schmoozing game.
I guess so. I'm just not that guy. Okay, I like it. Good call.
All right, what do we got next? Is it my game? I am so all
Would
over.
you do a little bit of work in this?
No, I can't handle it, man. I can't handle it. But I did prepare one game today.
Okay.
And so, Jeremy, I have missed our game, Accounting MashUp. In fact, it's a game that we're going to try and feature from the main stage at Scaling New Heights this year with Don, Randy, and Tony as our contestants. So more to come on that. Yeah. But I wanted to refresh my chops of creating accounting mashups, which, Jeremy, for the listener that hasn't listened before, aka all of you, this game works like if we gave the hint of what was it, the financial report that summarizes the inflow and outflow of money, mashed up with the artist who gave us hit songs such as Shorty Got Low. What would the answer be, Jeremy?
That would be Statement of Cash Flow Rider.
Yes. Well done. So let's give you that. Jeremy, I've got 5 questions for you, and we're going to be talking about AI today.
Okay.
So we're going to talk about bots, everything they do. So that being said, I will guide this conversation. But your first question, the 1980s hit R&B band known for its hits It's Tricky and Walk This Way with Aerosmith, mashed up with the term for what is essentially an API for AI models.
RDMC ChatGPT? Run DMC ChatGPT? Not
quite. I am looking for the answer of Run DMCP. Yes, an MCP. It's essentially the API.
Yeah.
Yep, Run DMCP. That's it. And by the way, Ian, can we get It's Tricky? It's tricky. It's tricky. First of all, we just needed to drop that in. But every question that I'm about to give you going forward, we're going to talk about MCPs, a model context protocol. For everyone that doesn't understand what those are, you know how right now QuickBooks talks to Double, talks to Canopy, talks to Gusto. All those things are connecting via an API, which is just a set of instructions on how to access databases. Well, AI models need to talk to each other, so we need to have the correct context for them to interact and refer to items. So we have a protocol for what that context should look like, hence a model context protocol, how those AI models talk. That's it. So Jeremy, that leads me into my next question, because first off, this mashup is, in Toy Story, the Martians in the arcade treat this as their deity, mashed up with the headline AI bot owned by Anthropic. Bonus points if you use the correct voice.
Oh God, I was ready for Open Claw because the claw, is it right?
It's close. It's really close.
Open Clawed.
Yes.
Oh,
well done.
Yeah.
The Claude. Yes. The Claude is what we're looking for. Jeremy, I mean, first and foremost, Anthropic and Claude, it was not the most robust bot, in my opinion, out the door, right? There's other bots I'm about to mention because I don't want to give away names for future answers, but there were other ones that you and I definitely liked earlier on. I think Claude was honestly just the best at like wordsmithing and writing articles, but it wasn't awesome for research. It wasn't awesome for, strategy. I just didn't love it. But it seems right now that all the tools in our space, Carbon and Double and some other ones that we'll be announcing soon. I think Gusto just announced theirs. They're all integrating with Claude first amongst their two. Have you been playing with this at all? Like, what has Claude done to become this, I don't know, center of the universe?
Yeah, this is the one I have not played with. I've done the Gemini and Copilot sucks, right? And I've gone mostly in with ChatGPT, right? Because I've had some processes there already, and I haven't looked at this one because again, I just keep hearing that it's not secure yet, right? And so if I can't, and like using that as my limitation is going to screw me if I don't play with it now, not with non-client information. But again, I'm older, right? This is hard. I got to go in on one thing first, and then I feel like if I get that down, most of it will apply to other things. And I've also heard that like ChatGPT or Claude has like a export your ideas from ChatGPT to bring them into us, much like you would transition QBO desktop to online, right? So I feel like that's going to serve me well, hopefully, if I have to make that jump.
I mean, it's interesting because, Double announced their Claude integration as one of the first two they worked with. I mean, you better believe I hooked that up right away and started playing with it. What I will say is the few MCPs that I have connected from outside softwares to Claude makes it so simple. Yeah. It's just like, it works. It just works. It's easy. It's not tedious. It's like when the iPhone came out and it's just like, it works. You get it. You know how to, like, you give it to a 4-year-old and they know how to go change the language to Japanese. Like, Claude is crushing it in that regard. But you're right. It's not secure, and it kind of terrifies me. Yeah. A lot of people don't think about that.
Right. And I'm not going to be that guy.
All right. So then let's transition to a different bot. This parent company of Frito-Lay, as well as also being known for making a very famous brand of soda, mashed up with Microsoft's internal Autobot.
Ooh, Pepsi Copilot.
Well done, man. You got that one. I didn't know what to call it. I call it a soda brand, but like, what do you guys call it? Pop? Are you Coke? Like, what is it up there in Wisconsin?
There's a lot of pops up here, but I'm a soda guy. And a Coke is like Coke, right? To me, every time, can I get a Coke and be like, yeah, what do you want? I said, I wanted a Coke. Like, that makes no sense to me. It's like Kleenex.
I'm right there with you. I'm not going to hash this anymore. We're a soda family out here as well. But yes, Pepsi Copilot or Copilot, the AI bot from Microsoft. Now, Jeremy, here's what I will say. Yeah. Double released their MCP to be able to pull. And immediately I tried to connect it to Copilot and it didn't work. So then I get on with their programmers and we got it to work. It took a lot more work. It was tedious to set up Copilot, but oh man, it's in my Microsoft suite now. Like all these new tools coming out, like Abacore and Ping, that like, hey, we'll record your meetings and then put it into Double. Yeah, my entire Microsoft Teams universe OneDrive all syncs directly into my double now.
That's
No
pretty
need for
awesome.
extra stuff.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and one last step. If not, you got to figure out a way to force it there or store it somewhere else or whatnot. Yeah.
And here's the other thing I will bring up, and this is my argument on every other thing I've played with. I built a bot this morning to have a recurring every other week a schedule that it will go to my 2 instances of double, because I have the partnership accounting firm and my real accounting firm. It'll pull the list of all the timers, summarize it by employee, even taking employee hours from both, calculate the overtime by week, what's billable, and give me a summary that automatically is ready now to run payroll every 2 weeks. No more pulling datas and timers. But I could do that in Claude by just telling it what I wanted to do. In Copilot, it took me about 90 minutes behind the scene of setting up things because the security is so tight. And it's like both comforting because of all the security controls, where Claude's just like, we'll let you do whatever. We'll let anyone do whatever they want. And it was both like, I could get up and running and I could also cause a lot of damage. And so it's going to be a terrifying world because it feels like people are going to go to what's easier, even though it's less secure.
Jumping on your last one, but that's what I worry about OpenClaw, right? Is like you just put that on your computer and let it run everything, and it just goes and like it can move your mouse for you and have access to everything and go to the web. And I'm like, nah, I don't like this idea. Sorry.
No,
Yeah.
I mean, if anyone gets a hold of it. So what's cool is Copilot even has the agents now. So like, and the reason, guys, the reason I'm not saying Copilot's the best, I'm saying Microsoft already has all my files, all my data, everything. And I am behind one firewall right now. I am not trusting the connection built by Double and the connection built by Claude to keep everything safe when I don't even know what's going on with Claude and I don't have a company environment. Jeremy, Microsoft's been around. They've done this for a bit. I feel a little bit more okay with trusting my entire environment to them.
Right. Yep.
All right. We'll hit 2 more and then I will get off the AI train. Jeremy, this video messaging app, known for its quick disappearing messages, mashed up with OpenAI's flagship platform.
Snapchat GPT.
Well done, sir. Well done. Okay, so you're still playing with ChatGPT as your primary AI then?
Yes, I am.
Why?
Well, like it really, because I don't know. You talk about all the time on I have nothing going on or whatever, and then you're like, well, I got this call with the CEO of this company, and I made a bot this morning that did this. I do not have the mental capacity to not like at least like dive into one thing and figure it out, and at least put in the good old college try that it's going to do what I want it to do. And yes, it was painful at the beginning, but the later models have been relatively simple, right? It's like, hey, do these things. And I think the biggest thing for all you AI scared people out there is like, you just have to talk to it. Like, here's what you are talking to a person and have it do. Right. And it's been relatively good. Like you get something back and like, oh, I got to tweak this, and something breaks and you're like, oh, I didn't put this kind of proof or validation at the beginning of this argument. And then you throw that in there. Then it works well. The one thing that I have been a little disappointed on though, is like I have certain like Excel files where you're mapping people. It's like, hey, it's in this system and go to this system. And then we'll get a new client, right? We do this internally with our own. So like right now, an entry that used to take me 2 hours or hour and a half to do profitability internally, I throw that in ChatGPT and I get it in 5 minutes, right? And then I really have it like, give me the calculation of these two just so I can validate it makes sense, because we need to be accountants, make sure stuff is accurate. But yeah, the mapping file, I'll add a line to that and I'll be like, okay, use this one because I have to add that line in there. And it's like, it's not in there. I'm like, no, it's in there. And I'll get it back. No, it's not in there. And so I'll have to like rename it or save it somewhere else or whatever, and then put it in there and it's fine. So yeah, it's been working well. It's something where I need to slowly dig into this as I can. So like I'm sticking with it for now, but again, I have that hope that there'll be, if we move to something else, because everybody, if you have this AI tool, it's going to want you to be on theirs. There'll be some kind of bring in your history or conversion process that'll at least smooth it over a little bit.
I mean, the entry-level job at my team, and I've been telling my staff, is very soon, I don't need you to categorize transactions. I don't need you to do bank recons. I need you to be able to review the bot and say, yep, that's wrong, do this, that's right. Don't do this yet because it's waiting on this dependency earlier.
Yeah.
Double's new MCP connection to Copilot, ChatGPT, and Claude. I asked it, hey, can you tell me what tasks I've completed? Or first I said, hey, what has my team been working on today? And it gives me this beautiful summary detailing which employees, which clients. And I'm like, cool. What has Tyler done today? And it's like, well, Tyler's only done these 2 tasks. And I'm like, no, I've done more. And it's like, yep, we looked through the system Tyler's only completed these 2 tasks.
Yeah.
And I'm like, don't look at what I'm assigned to. Look at all the tasks completed across the entire firm and then tell me what I've done. And then the bot says, oh, you're right. Tyler's done 32 tasks today, but they were assigned to other people because we fired an employee and someone was out of town. So I was catching up on their tasks. And so these bots, they're trained that like, oh, I'll go easy and I'll go look at assignees and then find the tasks that are assigned to Tyler and see what's complete, when that's not it. You need to look at the timestamp of who completed it. And so it's like having things like that. Like I asked it what my employee Farron did because he and I were on a call, and it said Farron hasn't done much. I'm like, okay, but look at tax tasks. And it's like, oh, Farron's done all of this. And I'm like, if I made a firing decision on the spot based on what that bot said, dude, I was gonna like lay into him on, and the bot was just like, oh, you're right. I missed some stuff.
Right. So. Again, you need that check and balance human brain in there still 100%.
Well, Jeremy, I want to hit you with one more question and then we'll move on.
Okay.
Last question. This more sophisticated term for a goalie in soccer mashed with an AI bot known for its research skills.
Oh, I live goalie with my son every day.
It's also the former name of double.
I've forgotten. I don't even know if there was a former name anymore. I've made that jump so much to double. Keeper. What was the second part?
AI bot known for its research skills.
Keeper moving. I don't know.
I'm going to give you a win for. There you go.
Okay.
But you know what? I actually like keep her moving much more. That is fantastic work. You know, I want to keep my eye on them. I just bring up Perplexity because they were my favorite for a while for research. They just crushed it. And it feels like they're not making the integrations and partnerships the other bots are right now to really be featured in the industry. I'm curious what's going to happen to them. Do you ever see Brian Regan where he talks about cranberry and they just work their way into every juice? You got banana? How about cran banana? You got apple? How about cran apple? I feel like that's what Claude's doing right now.
Why don't you back off, Cran Man? Why don't you take your sales trophy and have a vacation?
Love it. Yeah, and though I've been using Perplexity more on my phone because the one time, and I probably did something wrong or whatever, but the one time I used ChatGPT, then on my phone, it like removed all my pinned projects and pinned chats that I wanted to go back to. So I had to go find them again and repin them. And so I'm like, oh, that was painful. So hopefully I fix that. But yeah.
Yeah. I will say I do like talking to Perplexity's bot. It's a rather good one.
Yeah, agreed.
Well, Jeremy, 4 out of 5. Not bad, sir. Well done.
We'll take it.
Welcome to Fast Figures. 10 questions, 1 minute-ish. All answers are numbers. The game starts now.
All right, we're running long. I think we're running long. Maybe we're not. Who cares? We're doing today. We're gonna go from like the peak of technology to like the old school technology. As of April 23rd, it is when we're dropping this episode. It is World Book and Copyright Day. So we're going to do a whole bunch of questions on books. Are you ready, sir?
Nope, not at all. Let's do it.
All right, number 1. In Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, how many golden tickets are there?
5.
In The Lord of the Rings, how many members make up the Fellowship of the Ring?
11?
In the classic Profit First setup, how many foundational bank accounts are used?
5.
How many things cause chaos with the protagonist in Dr. Seuss's Cat in the Hat?
2.
Dan Sullivan and Dr. Benjamin Harvey have a great book that teaches a mind shift for happiness and success. The core concept discovers at length how many mindsets.
Oh, how many mindsets? I thought you were giving me like 10x and 2x. Mindsets. 4? I don't remember the book that well.
You thought you had the answer before you listened to the
I thought I had the answer very quickly. I'm still going back to Profit First accounts. I'm like trying to count them in my head.
How many times do you get yelled at about that in school growing up? Like, no.
Now I think it's 6 accounts because I forgot the income account. Dang it.
All right. Anyway, in Harry Potter, how many houses are there at Hogwarts?
4.
In the book Traction, it provides a framework for meetings that is called This Level Meetings.
Level 10.
In Charlotte's Web, how many phrases does Charlotte spin in the web?
3.
According to Covey, how many habits do highly effective people practice?
I believe they have 7, Bob.
And last one, widely considered to be the book that has the most pages, is Patria Amada, or Beloved Homeland. Within 50%, how many pages does it contain?
Within 50%.
This is such a shot in the dark.
4,000.
All right, let's debrief on this one. In Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, how many golden tickets are there? There are 5. Who's got them? You know,
Mike TV, Veruca Salt, Augustus Glute, Charlie, of course, and let's see. Augustus goes up the chocolate tube.
It's the
Mike
spoiled,
gets shrunk. Veronica is an egg. Who's the fifth
it's the spoiled
one?
girl, whatever her name is. It's no,
Isn't
that's
that Veruca
Salt.
Salt?
Yeah. Who is the last one?
Oh, the chewing gum girl.
Oh yeah, the blueberry. We'll just call it Blueberry Girl. It's fine.
Yeah, Blueberry.
Keep her moving. Anyway, Lord of the Rings. How many members make up the Fellowship of the Ring? You said 11. Incorrect. That is 9.
Yeah.
That is Frodo, Sam, Merry, Pippin, Gandalf, Aragorn, Boromir, Legolas, and Gimli.
Yeah.
And 3, in the classic Profit First setup, how many foundational accounts are there? You said 5. It's 5, and now you second-guessed yourself.
I really second-guessed myself along the way because I was just like, I didn't name them off. I wanted to because it was going to be income, OPEX, profit, obviously, taxes.
This is the most important
Vault's
one.
not foundation. Payroll's not foundation. Owner's pay.
Owner's comp, yeah. Are you still doing this with?
Yeah.
Amongst 14 banks, I can assume at this point. All right.
Yeah, my wife, every time she opens a new credit card, I open a new bank account, and it's kind of how we just like jab the knife in there a little bit more to each other.
Oh, such a healthy relationship. I love this.
Yep.
All right. How many things are there in the Cat in the Hat? You correctly said 2. Nice work.
Dirty hoe. I'm sorry, baby. I love you.
Dan Sullivan, Dr. Benjamin Harvey have a great book talking about mindset, shift for happiness and success. Again, you thought you had the book in your head, so you didn't have the right book. You said 4. It is 2. I was referencing The Gap and the Gain.
Okay, Gap and Gain is also good, but they also have mindsets listed out in 10x, 2x. So okay. I just don't remember how many mindsets there are in that book, so I could be completely wrong still.
Yes. This is one of the few books I have read several times because I wish I could keep this more in front of me, and even had a discussion with my son about it. And they're at the point like, Dad, I don't want to hear about your Gap and Gain anymore. But yeah, this is one that I would suggest everybody when you're, especially entrepreneurs and firm owners, when you're thinking about yourself, and if you have a mindset issue, right, this one really gets you to lock into the progress that you've made and reviewing that and having positivity over all of it.
I mean, we and my lead tax guy, we had a conversation about this because it's like we're so far from where we want to be with our tax department. But if you look at where we've come from, like we've really come a long way. And so, yes, Gap and the Gain is awesome. 10x, 2x, though, great books, Jeremy. Also, Who Not How, one of my favorite books by him. If you haven't yet. Yeah,
Sullivan's got so many good books.
He does.
Number 6, how many houses are there in Hogwarts? You correctly said 4. Which house would you be in if the Sorting Hat was placed upon your wonderful dome?
The one that gets mocked the most, I'm pretty sure, is Hufflepuff. So that's probably where I would live.
All right, the tracks. I'm gonna go with that one. Okay. Next one, the book Traction provides framework for meetings that is called This Level Meetings. Again, correct. You said level 10 meetings. Do you guys do this or
no? And I want to. I have tried to implement EOS myself because I think I can, and then I never stay on top of it. So then it's like, do I hire an implementer? But then I hired other team members. So if anyone's got to recommend on an implementer that doesn't bake the bank, I am open to hearing it.
Yeah. And I think like any of the EOS stuff or any things, right, is like you need to pick what works for you. So we do this and have done it for a while, and it goes pretty well. And just like the basis for what this is like you kind of start the meeting, then scorecard, go over your weekly metrics with everyone, right? And then you have your rocks for the team, like big projects that everybody gets assigned. It says to have them quarterly. I decided to do it 3 times a year just to give everybody a little more space. What are like highlights that you have for customers or employees? To-do list review. The biggest part is your IDSs, which is identify, discuss, and solve your issues or problems. And then really wrap things up. And then you rate the meeting, which is why we want to shoot for a 10, why they call it a level 10 meeting. Good stuff.
No comment. You crushed it.
Yeah, good. All right. Yeah, I am doing pretty awesome this month. No, anyway, all right. Yeah, number 8. In Charlotte's Web, how many phrases does Charlotte spin in the web? You said 3. It is 4. Do you know them?
I don't. Every thought in my head was going to Animal Farm, which is a totally different vibe.
That is a different kind of farm than Charlotte's Web's farm. They are some pig, terrific, humble, and radiant. It is not crunchy if you watch the movie.
I think it's T-double-E, double-R, double-R, double-I, double-F, double-I, double-C.
What kind of an acrobat do you think I am?
So Charlotte did not write these.
All animals are equal, but some animals are more equal than others.
That wasn't the same book?
That was not the same book. No.
Okay, my bad.
It was a nice try, though. All right. According to Covey, how many habits do highly effective people practice? Again, correct. You said 7. It is 7. Can you name any of these?
I could on another day, not to be proactive is number 1. I remember that.
Yeah.
There's something in there about like relationship too, but I remember.
I think like all of these are good. Another book that if you haven't read it, go read it. It like got to have billions of copies in print at this point, and then so popular and effective. The one that I really like to think about is Beginning with the End in Mind. I will talk about that with clients, new clients every day. Is like, you have this in your setup now and your data management and your reporting. What do you want, right? Like, what do we need to get to? What are the questions you haven't answered? How do we get to the end and begin with the end in mind? So, okay. And then number 10, I love this one. Widely considered to be the book that has the most pages is Patria Amada, Our Beloved Homeland, within 50%. How many pages is it? You said 4,000. That is incorrect. 41,266 pages. And
Samsonite.
Oh, yeah. And I had this one higher on the list, but I'm like, we got to end with this. So what this book is it's a massive protest-driven book created by a Brazilian lawyer to highlight the complexity and absurdity of the Brazilian tax system. That's why he made this. I'm like, on tax day, what a better way to talk about. This guy wrote a book. It weighs 7 tons. It's like 7 feet tall. Just crazy, but all about the oppression of the Brazilian tax system. Oof.
Wow. I mean, yeah. When the book critiquing the tax law is longer than the tax law, that's impressive.
Yeah, it's impressive. All right, Mr. Bookworm, 60%. Pretty good. Way to go.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
And Jeremy, with that, we are on to our winner of the week.
I'm going to say winner of the week are our Gen Zs, who we love. Gen Zs, like and subscribe here, who are dedicating themselves to accounting. Recent article came out in Fortune that Gen Zs that are reporting a near perfect placement rate, accounting grads, with a starting salary of about $80K. So, like, if you're a young kid out there, like, my kid just said to me, like, oh, Dad, we got a career fair tomorrow, whatever. Like, do you know if you're going to have any clients there? And I'm like, no, we do nonprofits. They're probably not going to be there, buddy, whatever. And he's like, yeah, I hope there aren't really accountants there either. What you do is kind of boring. And I'm like, it's not, man, it's not. But thanks for that little warm fuzzy on that one.
Here's what I will say, though, too, is so I hang out a lot in the social channels for bookkeepers and accountants. Like, if they're coming out making 80K, I just saying, I know one of those people making 80K that's fresh out of school, you know, working 55, 60 hours a week during the down season, working a lot more. So I also, you know, I see a lot of people where it's like, hey, you know, bookkeepers should be paid a lot more, $40 an hour. But it's like, but you're working 20 hours a week remote, like not nearly giving the same amount of effort as an 80K salary undergrad who has worked like crazy.
Right. Yep. Yeah, I totally agree with that. Yeah. All right. And then loser of the week. I don't know how to spin this one, but I was confused. I need to ask you on this one. Maybe the unbanked. That's a word. Unbanked. People don't have bank account.
Yeah.
Okay. So the IRS, this is in Accounting Today, warned preparers about misappropriating funds and reiterated that a practitioner may not endorse or negotiate any check issued to a client by the government with respect to federal tax liability. It doesn't matter if the client has given them consent, right? So more or less, you get a check to your tax preparer, or you can't take a check from a client if you're preparing taxes and split it or do any of that stuff. However, should not be confused with refund anticipation loans. When there's a loan agreement between the two where you give them an advance more or less on their expected return, then they have to pay it back.
Mm-hmm.
Is this to me sounds like almost the same thing? Is there a crucial difference that I'm missing in practice?
Well, I'm going to go ahead and say, ladies and gentlemen, we do not review each other's notes ahead of these recordings. We're barely prepared for our own sessions enough. That being said, so I have not looked at this. I know there's a whole lot of rules around, I'll be honest, Jeremy, I haven't stayed up on these rules because why even dabble in this space? The unbanked, the people without bank accounts, right? I have so many hotels in the middle of nowhere outskirts where half their employees don't have bank accounts and they always pay out payroll checks via checks that get cashed at a payday loan center.
Yeah.
I don't want to build a tax firm that's built around doing tax returns for those people, because you do get into this spot where it's easier to step on a landmine than it is to avoid it. So, I mean, my recommendation is, I don't know what the answer is here by looking at it for 30 seconds, but I would just say stay away. Don't ever play the game of, you mingle it all with their anticipated refund.
Yeah, and I'm sure you're huge. If you do the loan process, you get some interest out of it and whatnot. But I don't want to go and collection on people and all that stuff. No, stay out of it. Find people that can pay you. Your life will be better off.
Absolutely. Well, Jeremy, another fantastic episode. Time to make like a Wi-Fi signal and drop. Catch you later.
Like it's hot.
Okay. It's non-alcoholic, I promise. I just needed something.
Yeah, athletic brewing.
Yeah. Free endorsement.
It ain't easy. In fact, it's hard. It's downright tough growing a firm from a solopreneur to a massive team. I often get asked by people, Tyler, who mentored you? And you know what? It shows, because no one did. I made tons of mistakes on the way, learning how to grow my firm from just me to the $1 million firm it is today. And so, when people ask Tyler, do you mentor or coach? I say no one should be subjected to that much of me. But what we did do is bottle up every best practice, tool, resource, template, and walkthrough that we could and package it all into what we're calling the Firm Foundation. Head over to thefirm.foundation to get access to our library of resources, tools, templates, and instructions on how you can scale your firm faster and get all the tools and resources you need to make your team successful and ultimately get yourself out of the business. Head on over as we're releasing out how to do bookkeeping workflows, tax workflows, metrics, fractional CFO, and more. So get on over, Firm Foundation, sign up for our next release, and we can't wait to see you there. Thanks.